Okay, we are joined by Washington Spirit head coach Adrian González. If you have a question, please raise your hand. And who would like to start us? Jason?
Sure. Adrián, thanks for speaking with us. Wanted to start, you've come back from Florida, you've had the 2 weeks to sort of work with the full, or as much of the full group as you can. How has that been? What have you maybe focused on at this point in the preseason?
Yeah, it's been three weeks with a lot of work, very intense. Obviously the first one we didn't have all players, especially internationals, and the last two we've been together. Just trying to build the basic principles that we want to have. Preseason is always good for that because sometimes you have new faces, new players, and it's important just to refresh the basic things that we want to do. And also in terms of team building, I think it's always a good opportunity to spend time together, again, integrating the new players and also spending time with the staff. So it's been great, to be honest. It's not easy to be three weeks out of home, but at the same time, I think it's a good opportunity to set the basics.
You come into the season with 2 straight appearances in the championship final, 2 straight second place finishes in the standings, so you're obviously very close. You've had some major additions and major departures. Do you think the team needs to evolve to make that last final step, or is it much more of a refinement, final touches kind of thing?
Well, what we did in the past, it doesn't exist anymore right now, so we want to just be present and focus on getting better every day. Obviously, we want to compete every game. We want to be always fighting for winning titles and being always as best as possible, but we've done the same the last 2 years, so try to be focused on every week, every single game. This season is going to be, I think, even harder because, again, with CONCACAF and a lot of midweek games, adding 2 teams to the league, so we're going to play a lot of games, and we have a pretty packed schedule, and it's going to be a challenge. But again, I think we are now more mature and also adding, some pieces that for sure are going to help us. But, well, you know me, I don't like talking about the future too much, so I just want to be better than yesterday, and the team also is focused on that.
Buenas tardes, Adrián. Solo quería preguntar con el schedule que van a tener con muchos partidos encima para comenzar la temporada, ¿qué tan importante va a ser la rotación del equipo?
Pues bueno, va a ser clave. Ya lo vimos el año pasado con partidos de CONCACAF, que creo que hicimos un muy buen trabajo, pues dando minutos a todas las jugadoras, que todo el mundo se sintiera partícipe. Y este año, pues evidentemente tenemos CONCACAF, pero además tenemos dos equipos, ¿no? Boston y Denver, que se suman a la liga. Eso implica que va a haber más partidos entre semana. Eso implica que necesitamos la mayor disponibilidad posible y que todas las jugadoras puedan competir.
Ahora con algunas jugadoras que se han ido y otras que han entrado, ¿qué buscan ya a comienzo de temporada? ¿Qué cosas has visto que han hecho bien las jugadoras en la pretemporada y qué cosas buscan trabajar ya pensando en el primer partido de la temporada?
Pues mira, nosotros siempre en pretemporada el principal objetivo es preparar el primer partido de la mejor manera posible, es decir, llegar al primer partido, en este caso contra Portland, y poder competir lo mejor posible. No miramos más allá de eso, y a partir de ahí le decía también al compañero que es una buena oportunidad también para sentar las bases de cómo queremos competir, qué tipo de entrenamientos queremos tener, qué estándares también queremos tener en el día a día, y luego también una buena oportunidad para que las jugadoras se conozcan entre ellas. Hemos añadido nuevas jugadoras para que también haya esa cohesión entre ellas y entre el staff, y bueno, ha sido simplemente asentar lo básico, tanto con balón como sin balón, y a partir de ahí enfocar el primer partido.
Gracias.
Adrian, with Trinity getting her contract situation out of the way, what do you see in her, maybe her mentality? Is there maybe a distraction now gone for her to move forward? How do you see her body language, her personality coming out maybe a little bit differently now than before?
No, honestly, I mean, she's been super excited and also training really good. She came and was locked, from the beginning, bringing that energy that she always brings, and she's been training good, competing good, and also I think she's, right now very mature to handle a situation like that. I assume that it's not easy as a player to have all that noise around you, but I think she's used to have that type of, media pressure, if we can say like that. But she's just, focused on training, competing, being with the team, and she's doing good.
And her, now that she's been in the league a few years now, she's not a kid anymore, do you expect more in terms of her leadership qualities and really setting example, setting a tone now as a veteran player, not a young player?
Yeah, of course. That's something that we we are gonna, demand not just on her. Like we have, I think, different players that now, as you were saying, they already have like at least 2-3 years in the team. They know the league, and I think it's important, having not just one or two leaders, captains or whatever we wanna call it. So you can have different type of leaderships in a team, and I think she brings something different. Especially with the way that she plays, the energy that she brings, the connection that she has also with the fans. So we need to find in each player what they can bring to the team, if it's training, competing on and off the field, and obviously that's something that we always emphasize to all the players.
Moises, you have one?
Adrián, hi. Oh, no,
Hi.
go ahead.
Just a quick
Go ahead.
follow-up question. Oh, sorry, somebody else.
No, you got
Just a quick
opportunity.
follow-up question. I know back in November, we talked about Trinity possibly trying to stay with the team. Now with this major contract, what does that say about the league and the team willing to fight for her to be on this team?
Great news. I think we all wanted to see Trin this season playing with us, and yeah, I'm very happy that she can stay with us, and also the team is so excited, and she's also very excited to be with us. I think that speaks about we are doing something good here at Washington Spirit and also in the league to retain this talent. I hope that if we want to continue growing, as a league, we need to have the best players, and we know that she's one of the best. And for the fans, for the teams, for the league, for all that people that we love soccer in this country, I think it's really positive having players like her.
Adrián, last year was your first season officially without the interim tag and all that. What did you learn about yourself in terms of handling everything officially as the head coach?
Oof, a lot of things. Maybe we need to take a coffee and speak about that. A lot of things, I think, not just on tactics, but more about managing people, players, uncertainty, staff. So I see my role more as a manager, at the beginning. I love, training, designing the drills and being there involved, the tactics, analyzing the opponents, but as a head coach, that's just a small part of your job. We have, 25, 26 players, plus a huge staff, and then also I need to manage media, I need to manage also the sporting side, business side, so it's more about managing people, so I think I've improved a lot on that. Not just thinking about the training or the tactics, but more about how we can optimize performance in a different ways, knowing that at the end of the day, I need to lead and manage a lot of people.
Moises?
Mister, how you doing?
Good,
You
thank you.
need a bigger press room for next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know you said you'd like to focus on the day-to-day, but when you look at your roster, you think you have the roster that you need to make another run for a title shot?
Absolutely, yes.
And can you talk a little bit about Lacey Santos and her role and the importance she's going to play for this team this year?
Well, she's been very important, and as we were saying with Trin, for example, Lacey is another example about leadership. Lacey, Rebe, so players that they already know what's going on in this league. They have that talent also that I think they can bring something different. And Lacey, we know that especially if we find her between lines, she's really good in that last pass, the final third. I think she needs to also improve a little bit, just getting into the box more times, because she can score goals. She's really good also on crosses. So we need to find her much more in those spaces. And then the way that she trains, the way that she competes, I think she brings that passion, and that's something that we know that is very important and it's very contagious. So yeah.
Le pregunto en español rápidamente, con el Mundial a la vuelta de la esquina, ¿qué tan importante es que ese torneo tan grande llegue a Estados Unidos para el crecimiento del fútbol masculino y femenino aquí en este país?
Bueno, pues creo que pues va a ser un altavoz, evidentemente, pues traer a los mejores jugadores del mundo aquí y tenerlos cerca. Yo creo que se está abriendo un mercado, ¿no? Estados Unidos, quizá antiguamente, pues a nivel de fútbol, Estados Unidos estaba un poco como más olvidado, ¿no? Porque quizá la liga aquí, pues bueno, era a lo mejor minoritaria y incluso mucha gente en Europa, pues a lo mejor no la conocía tanto, no conocía tanto el país. Y yo creo que ahora mismo, tanto a nivel masculino como a nivel femenino, el país está creciendo muchísimo en soccer y creo que es muy positivo para darle visibilidad, para atraer también más jugadoras, más jugadores y al final, pues bueno, aquí creo que a nivel de marketing y también de saber vender el producto, creo que en Estados Unidos se hace muy bien y creo que al final es un escaparate para todo deportista.
Can you answer that in English? I'm sorry, but I
Oh,
know some
wow.
of the colleagues probably
Got it. He was asking about having the World Cup here soon. So what is that impact? I was saying that it doesn't matter men's or women's. So at the end of the day, I feel like here in the United States, soccer has improved a lot, and now we can have that as a reference also for other countries, especially in Europe, that maybe years ago. Some people maybe they didn't know what was going on here, and I think right now that's a good opportunity, a good mirror also to attract more talent, and soccer here is growing a lot, and I think you guys here in this country, you do really, really good, like selling, the product, and also, telling the world what's going on, and marketing, and I think right now that's a good opportunity for both women and male soccer to keep improving and also to bring a lot of talent here.
Emily?
Yeah, 2 questions. Adrián,
Hey.
hi. The
Getting
first one
somewhere.
is with going as far as this team did into postseason, obviously playing late into the year, how important was the message about taking some time away, especially after a loss, and on top of that, the Trinity situation being a little bit of outside, how important, first question, was it for the message to the players to take that time away?
Was really important because at the end of the day, we know that it's really important how you compete, but also how you rest, how you recover, not just physically but also mentally. We had a really long season, and especially playing 2 competitions and reaching the final again, so that has a huge demand, again, physically and mentally. And not being able to win the championship also, that's an extra fatigue, but we always try to be as better as possible in terms of recovery. So I think all players know that. It was an opportunity to also to refresh, to reset, and to be honest, I prefer to have longer off season to recover and then start a little bit later the preseason, because I know what's coming. So again, I hope that we can have a long season again until November. That would mean that we will be there again. But again, with CONCACAF and also adding 2 teams to the league, we're going to have a lot of games. And that's exhausting, to be honest. Traveling, we're going to be 10 days, 12 days on the road, traveling West Coast, East Coast. We need to go to South America. So it's going to be fun, but at the same time, it's going to be a challenge. So it's really important to disconnect and try to recover.
And then the second question, curious just to hear your comments on the Croix trade, if it came as a surprise to you, and also how you're adjusting to not having her both on the field, but also kind of what she brought to fans and everyone off the field as well.
Well, it was a surprise when I just realized that she asked for a trade, because obviously last season that wasn't in our minds. But knowing that she was asking for a trade, and obviously we know when a situation like that happens, so you are open, to that situation to be real. We know that both parts need to agree, and it seems like in that situation both parts agree that that was the best solution for her and also for the club. And with that being said, so you just need to respect it. I think each athlete has the chance, the opportunity to decide their future, and in this case she wanted to have a new challenge, and again the club thought that that was a good moment, a good opportunity for both, and it happened. And after that, obviously, it's something that you don't want, because a player like her, me personally, that's a personal opinion, obviously, she's been important, she's been a key piece for the team, but you know as a coach that those situations happen and will continue, happening, because we see that every year in different teams, and at the end of the day, we know how it works, and you need to move forward. So one of the best things that I think this team has is that we've been through a lot the last 2 years, a lot of different situations, difficult situations, uncertainties, injuries, coaching, changing in the middle of the season, maternity leave. So we are used to have uncertainty, and I think one of the strengths that we have is like we know how to manage that. Right now I see the team really good, trying to compete, being focused on every day, and try to find solutions to cover that place.
Ron?
I actually wanted to follow up on that, Adrián. Just with the idea of, any time a player leaves, especially a player like Croix, there's minutes to fill and spaces to fill out there on the pitch. Like, just as a practical sort of present-looking thing, like how are you planning on filling those minutes, filling those spaces? Like, what can we see from players who are still here that might, how might we see them step up in Croix's, doing the things that Croix was doing?
Well, no one is gonna do what Croix was doing, because there is just one Croix, and we don't want someone doing the things that Croix was doing, if that makes sense. I'm gonna try to explain. So every player is unique. So Croix had a profile, and because having her here, we were attacking and defending in a certain way because of that, but not just because of Croix. So the way that we play is according to the profiles that we have. Obviously, coaches, we have an idea, but that idea is made by their strengths, their capabilities, so their profiles. So right now, not having Croix, having other players, we are going to adjust the way that we attack and the way that we defend. We are not going to try to reproduce what Croix was doing, because it doesn't make sense. So we have other players that can play in that position as a 10. We have Lacey, one forward maybe can occupy those pockets. We can maybe play with 2 attacking mid instead of 1. So we can have wingers going inside. So we will find a way. But I think it's important to make that clear. So the way that we attack and defend, it's according to the players, the ingredients that we have, if that makes sense. So now it's our job to identify that and try to make those connections, those interactions, to optimize the performance according to what we have. The good thing is that I know the team from the last 2 years, so it's not a surprise now, the players that we have. And we've been building a lot in terms of players occupying different spaces, having different options, attacking, defending. So now it's going to be easier.
And then, well, thank you for that. That really
You're
clarified things. But on the other side of the midfield, I know Andy is working her way back after maternity leave.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a sense of how she's doing, and maybe what her time frame is for getting back to playing shape, or back to being ready to be selected?
Yeah, we don't have a time yet, but the good thing is she's been training, and she's now full with the team, and that's something positive. Obviously, she's been out for a while, and we cannot forget that she's coming from an ACL and maternity leave. So it's a good combination. It's not just one; it's 2. And the good thing with her is like, you know her, and I think tactically she's outstanding. So she understands the game, I think, as better as sometimes as coaches. So that's gonna be easier for her. The only thing that she needs to improve and to get is about her fitness. Again, that's gonna take time, obviously, because having, you know, like again, more than 1 year, almost 1 year without training with the team, so it's gonna take some time. But the thing is that she's training now good, and yeah, she's just checking boxes now. Also, actually, I don't know if I can say that, but she has an appointment today with the doctor to see how everything goes. We hope that soon she can have that check too, like medically, and from there it's gonna be about building her fitness. Now she's training with the team, and once she is also confident, and also we feel that she is ready, she will be with the team, ready to play.
Last one, Tyre.
How you doing, Coach?
I'm good.
Last year you were named intern. You were named head coach middle of the year. Now you come into this season in 2026 as the head man. Does it feel more comfortable having the off season, preseason with the players now that you get to really like talk to them and really like build the camaraderie for the 2026 season?
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is like now we have the chance, or I have the chance in this case, to start from the beginning. So the last 2 years I started the first 6 months, and then I became assistant, and then last year the opposite. So it was a challenge. I think those experiences gave me a lot, to be honest, because we were building, but at the same time we were competing. So right now I've had the time to rest, to recover, and then just start, you know, like building what I want to see, what we want to see. And right now the good thing is I know the players, I know the league, so it's been 2 years already here, nothing new, and now it's just a matter of time to build that again, adding few pieces and making what we've been doing in the last 2 years. Good team culture, good connections, being as dynamic as possible, as unpredictable as possible, the way that we want to play, and being ready again to compete.
And last one for me, the fans have been growing as season by season that they've gone on. How important are they going to be for 2026 and this team's success?
Again, they're going to be key. They've been doing a great job the last 2 seasons, supporting us. I want to say thank you right now because I haven't had the chance to see them from the last season, but I was very proud, and we were so proud when we were playing, you know, the final and seeing a lot of Spirit jerseys there. I know a lot of people travel and help us a lot in that game, so we have that in mind, and we wish that we can bring them, you know, in the future, great games again at Audi, and I hope that one day they can have that championship.
Thanks, Adri.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
Coach. Appreciate it.